Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round number 20 of the F2 season here in FSM. As you can see there, we started the video with Joe Pilkey spinning on the wet tyres, which does get very controversial towards the end. But we'll get onto that in a moment. And to be honest, we'll get onto it now. As he's driving down the side, hitting the brake boards. No one knows why. But yeah, he was doing this for some reason, and it's going to result in a penalty. And I think it also resulted in Joe leaving the league on his own accord, unfortunately. But yeah, don't really know what was going on. But we got a new guy here today, GRM Sharky. He's part of the race today, driving, I'm not actually sure what car he's in, but he's in one of them. And he puts up a really good fight. A couple controversial moments, but that all goes down to what the other drivers think. And, you know, his opinions at the end of the day, because I think he drove well, but then there was one moment, which you'll see later in the video, where he may have made a mistake, but you do it on your first ever league races, and you're new to the league, you're new to this format. So yeah, unfortunately for him, that is the case, and yeah, he needs to just work on that. But there we are. We got JJ as well, the Mercedes driver in F1, who's filling a spot today to make up some numbers. We got Egon going first as well, but now we're on track. We're trying to see what kind of lap we can set. We did a very slow 1:43 lap just as a second out lap, so it was very, very, very slow. And we got Grifter in front of us. I'm not really sure what he's up to right now. We have to turn to avoid him because it was very poor outlap driving, and I think he was on the wets as well, which is very idiotic. Not sure why he's doing it too, but yeah, unfortunately he was on the wets. We found out later, and we go across the line to do a 1:26.2, which only puts us in P5 for now. But now on the next lap, we're purple first and second. We're flying right now. We get it wrong through there. We're 8 tenths up, 7 tenths up now, 8 tenths. Can we go to 9 tenths before we get to the line? Not quite, but what lap is this going to be? It's going to be a 1:25.4, only 1.27 off of our teammate Musical Rocket. Put us in P2 briefly, but then Joe Pilkey, Barkster, and also Failing Tomcat all improved. We're starting the grid in P5 or P6. Somebody else improved as well, so we're P6, and we get underway now. It's go, 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 lights out. And hopefully we can get a decent start. We do get a better start than our teammate Musical Rocket and G Barkster. We're getting into the slipstream of Ganagma now. On our side, we have James Petty trying to get past us. James Petty? Never heard him say that before. James Petty. Now, it's getting a bit enclosed into turn 1 here. It's a very tight corner. James on our inside. Joe and Ganagma have come together. Joe's come across and blocked James, and it gives us a couple of free positions, but James is still there. And yeah, apparently he was allowed to make that overtake. Now we're on board with Joe. What's going to happen here? Is it just going to be... Yeah, he just got squeezed. Basically what happened there was 2 didn't go into 1. And we're now on board with Ganagma, who was just taking the racing line. Didn't have a clue Joe was there. It's just a racing incident, guys. Unfortunate, but it's one of those that happens. Now, after the safety car, see if we can get a good restart. Our teammates seem to be a bit far back, but we go at the same time as the 2 cars in front of us, Failing Tomcat and Ganagma. Now, can we use the slipstream to take possibly the lead into turn 1? Maybe even turn 2 if we run it deep enough. Failing Tomcat, no, is in a bit of trouble because he's got no slipstream. Me and Ganagma both got slipstream. Now, we're trying to go around the outside. We're around the outside of Failing Tomcat now. We're into P2. Now, Musical Rocket and Tomcat are going side by side. I think there's been contact behind us, but we're into P2 for now, and we'll have a look at that contact in a moment. But ourselves followed Ganagma through, and it's 1 and 2 for me and Ganagma at the moment. And fingers crossed we can keep it going and, you know, maybe get some decent points out of this weekend. Possibly a podium, you know, one of them. But now, we're watching on board with what happened with Noah. Now, he obviously gets a very poor restart due to the lack of slipstream, then goes really tight on the next turn. Him and Musical come together, and I think it's the same case of what happened with Joe. Probably a racing incident. 2 don't go into 1 in that second corner, especially if the car on the outside starts turning in. And Noah has gone from first to P8, P9. on the restart, the safety car restart. That is not good for Noah. He's trying to recover now, and he's got himself back into P8. Can he make up these positions? He's still got Jackie Boy on the inside, who has a drive-through. Not really sure what's happened to Jackie Boy to get a drive-through. But yeah, we clipped back there to James and myself. I'm not sure what happened there. I did edit that bit out, but it made it into the video anyway. I'll figure that out for next time. But Joe does us on the straight. We kept him behind for a few laps until the DRS was activated, and then there was not a lot we could do. Now we're into P3. We dropped down to P3. We got Illegal and Egon behind us. Joe's still in front of us, and he's just had a moment. His car's just turned left into a right-hander. And I'm not really sure why that happened, but yeah, he went left into a right-hander, but then got a better run off the corner and passed us again. So we're down into P3 yet again after getting a brief P2. Now we're just going to try and stay with him for as long as we possibly can, because we know he's got more pace than us. We know he'll probably get away eventually. But if we can keep up with him for as long as possible, that'll be very helpful. Through this tight stadium section now, we need to get a good run onto the straight to have any chance of trying to pass him with the DRS. And we don't really get a good run in comparison to Joe. An illegal immigrant actually could be on us in a moment. He has gained massively. He is only 7 tenths behind. He's going to have DRS. We've got DRS on Joe. It's going to get into a 3-car battle for P2 at the moment. We're gaining on Joe very fast now. But unfortunately, the straight's just not long enough to make a move there from the distance we were back. Now, we're just going to try our very best. We make a little mistake on the curb. We get too much car on the curb. And that's going to give Illegal a chance to come past us. And he doesn't normally take a second opportunity. He will go for this. And we give him a tiny bit of space on the inside. He shouldn't get too much space. But we do a little block pass into the tight section and keep our position for now. We're still in P3. Joe's getting away though. Fingers crossed into our pits on lap 13 when we do pit. I think it will be. Lap 13 will go in and fingers crossed we'll come out with much better tyres and we'll have a little bit more speed as Illegal comes past us on this straight. Unfortunately, he's gained a lot of pace. We're just going to sit behind him now and see how far he can go. Maybe drag ourselves along in his slipstream, but he's going to get the second DRS because of the way the track's designed around here with a double DRS system. It's a bit weird, but unfortunately is what it is. But we're coming in on lap 12, so from lap 13 we're going to have fresh tyres. And we've come out in P8 just ahead of James. Now, can we jump, stay in front of Egon and Noah, or Failing Tomcat, after our pit stops? Now, I think Noah's coming out the pits now. We've got Joe, I believe, is long gone out front. And are we going to get... We are literally just ahead of Noah for now. He's going to overtake us because he is just a quicker driver. But for now, after the pits, we are in front. And we'll take that as a win for now. But yeah, we will probably slip up later in this race, unfortunately. And here we go, lap 15. Here comes Failing Tomcat. He's going around, well, down our inside with the DRS. Musical Rocket's behind us. He'll probably catch us before the end as well, because we are now starting to have a few issues with grip and speed, which is a bit frustrating, but the tyre wear is seriously affecting us now. Now we've got Illegal on the back of us, who has 8 seconds penalties compared to our 3, but it doesn't matter. He's going to steam past us. Nearly a tiny bit of contact there because our cars both drifted into each other. But Illegal's got us. We're down into P5. He's up into P4. We're going to try and straighten the car up and maybe use the slipstream, but he's going to have DRS, as you can see in front with his wing, his little flap on his back wing open. And that is the end of Illegal. He's going to disappear into the distance now, unfortunately. But we've tried our very best today on a track we haven't put too much practice in for. And Grifter, oh my god, Grifter nearly just drove into the side of Illegal. What on earth was he doing? Very stupid driving. Now, our teammate Musical's on the back of us. We had a little discussion, we was in the party together, and I was always planning on letting him go. And he makes the move nice and early with the DRS assistance as well. So it's not going to lose me any time. won't lose him any time. I was hoping he could maybe catch up with Illegal, but obviously if he stays within the gap now, he will be ahead of Illegal on penalties. Now, we're going to continue to the final lap of the race now. And are we going to keep Egon behind us on circuit? Hopefully. And we do actually. It doesn't matter anyway, because he's going to beat us on penalties. And we're going to finish P7, which gives us P2 on the reverse grid. And Joe wins the race. Wins the race on track, but going to get penalised due to taking out the braking boards. So Noah gets the win. Musical Rocket maybe second. And maybe Illegal getting third. It all depends on how many penalties Joe gets. But he definitely will not get the win for this race. So Noah does win. We finish down in P7. We're not close enough to capitalise on the penalties that Joe's got, I believe. So P7 it is for us. And we move on to race number 2 here in Mexico City, Mexico. Now, we go to the 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's go, go, go here for the sprint race in Mexico. We get a very good launch. We go up into P1 already. We've got 2 cars alongside us. We've got Egon and G Barkster making a nice little 3-car blockade to the people behind us. But Musical Rocket has come out of absolutely nowhere and sent it on all of us. And he is into the lead from nowhere. We've got Ganagma coming down our inside. Ganagma's got us as well. So we're in P3. But our teammate, most importantly, is in P1. Great news for High Tech. We're going to see if we can battle Ganagma a little bit just to help Musical as much as we possibly can. I'm losing my voice slightly in recording this post-com, unfortunately, guys. But I'm trying my very best. Joe's down in P4. So Joe's had a very good start. I don't know where he started. I think he started P8. Because obviously he won the race. So yeah, he started P8. He's in P4 already. Ourselves in P3 after starting P2. Musical has had a world-class start. Jumped himself up into P1. Now, can he brake is the most important part. If he can pull away from everybody else, he'll be in a very good position to hopefully win this race for High Tech. We'll try our very best because I think we got a podium in us here. But it all depends. Will the tyres last? And shall we say I'm not really having much tyre luck right now. Let's put it that way. It's been incredibly frustrating what's been happening to us in previous races. And we need it to stop as soon as possible. And we keep Joe behind us now till lap 4, where he does get the DRS assistance, which is so overpowered around this circuit, and it gives us absolutely no hope of trying to fight him. So he gets past us, we pull him behind him, and we're down into P4. Joe gets P3. Now, can we keep with him and maybe get DRS down the next straight? It's going to take a lot of work to try and stick with Joe because he's a quick driver, and it might be difficult for us to try and stick in his slipstream because he will probably gap us. We got Grim Sharky behind us, GRM Sharky, who's the newbie around here. He's down in P5 in a minute, but Joe's made a mistake. Joe's got around, and he is lost P3 for now. He has lost P3 for now. He's dropped down to P5. He's behind Sharky. Now, Sharky, let's see what kind of defending this boy's got in him. Can he keep Joe behind him? And now we can see Joe did him on the straight. Sharky tries to come back at him, and oh my god. That was interesting driving. Yes, so there was a bit of contact there. It looked like Sharky should probably backed out, but tried to maintain the position. He was still on circuit, yes. I'll give him that. He was still on circuit. Oh my god, Joe's took him out. What has Joe done there? Joe's took him out. I'm amazed with Joe. He's not that kind of driver. I'm surprised he's done that, you know. That is poor on Joe's behalf. Yes, Sharky probably should have given up the position, but at the same time, Joe definitely shouldn't have done what he just did there. That was poor from Joe. Very, very poor. Now, we're in P3. We've got Barkster behind us, who has 3 seconds of penalties. We have none. Now, can we hold on for P3? This is going to be crucial if we can keep P3 for High Tech, to be honest, in the Constructors. I'm not actually sure where we are in the Constructors Championship, but I'm going to start for next season, start including the Championship standings. because I think I know how to do it now. So I'm going to start including the championship standings at the end of every race in F1 and in F2 on FSM. I'm not sure how to do it on RSF1, but I'll see if I can do it in that as well, but it all depends. Now, we've got 2 laps remaining when we cross this line. Can we get to the end in P3? Now, Buxter probably will make a move on us because he is a quicker driver, and at the moment, he seems like he's just got a little bit more tyres left in his car. And we're not going to put up too much of a fight because he does have a 3-second penalty, and if we can stay within 3 seconds with him, then we will get the podium. But we think we can as well. But he decides to try and throw it down the inside of us, and we just make the move back on him out of frustration, and we're still in P3 for now. Buxter and myself having a nice little battle there. I know it was a frustrated lunge back by us, but we did make the move, and he's gone down the inside again, and we're going to go for another block pass, but we've made contact, and Buxter will now make a bit of a distance on us, and I think Noah's hit us. We didn't feel anything on our perspective, but as you're going to see from Noah's perspective earlier in the lap, he's making a move here on Joe down the main straight, which will then set him up later in the lap to catch up with me and Buxter. Now, very good overtake from Noah. Now, he needs to carry the speed through this corner. Me and Buxter holding each other up with the battling in front. You've got a nice little POV of it from Noah's perspective. We're still battling. Buxter pulls into our slipstream, as you can see on our point of view. He goes down the inside. Slight bit of contact here, you can see. Then I go for the little dive bomb, block pass. I lose the back end. Noah gets onto the back of us. Then Noah tries to go for a gap that was going to always close, because that is how the corner works, unfortunately, there. It's a one-car corner, and Noah has hit us. But, oh my God, more importantly, we got another puncture. We've got another puncture when we're on for P3. All we had to do was stay within 3 seconds of Buxter, and we had a podium. And our tyres exploded. Our tyre has exploded, and for the 3rd race in a row, we have a puncture, and this is going to cause our retirement. There's no point pitting for fresh tyres. We'll be last. So we are out. Despite looking like we're going to get P3, we are out of this Grand Prix. It's one of them, guys. It's one of them. What can you do? It's frustrating. It's a bit crap. But, yeah. I mean, it's one of them, guys. You can't do much. You literally cannot say much or do much about it. It's very annoying. And, yeah. When will our luck change, to be honest with you? Everyone else has done the same strat. You know, I think somebody else may have pitted on the same lap as us. Yeah, I'm lost for words, guys. But as you can see, Ganagma crosses the line in first, but Musical Rocket wins for High Tech. Ganagma gets P2. Buxter's going to come home with P3, which should be me. Very disappointed. Joe Pilkey in 4th. Tomcat in 5th. Well, who gets 4th, actually, because Joe gets many more penalties. JJ is going to get 6th, with Crimson Blade in 7th. Illegal is going to come home in 8th. But will he get 8th? Yeah, he will get 8th, because Jackie Boy's an AI. So it depends if Egon beats Illegal or not, to whether he's going to get that final point. And I don't think Egon will. I think Illegal will get that final point. And he does. So that is how it ends. We come away with 6 points overall from the weekend. Very disappointed. We had more pace than that. We should have got the podium. But thank you for watching. I've been Chris 12 and I'll see you later.